All right, we definitely got to get this on a video because this is exactly what I've been working on, trying to improve, and it's holding for my target. And we did it. We did a $250 risk. We had a perfect trade setup, and although it was, um, well, it here on MNQ, it was above previous day's close. So in a sense, it was it was going that way, but it was still red. It was down here. It was red. It hadn't even turned green yet on this candle right here. Hadn't even turned green yet. But my risk was perfect. And here's what's nice about it. Overnight, it swept yesterday's low. So that's out of the way. We don't have to worry about it coming down trying to do that. Sometimes it will come down and sweep its previous days, its current day's lows. But yeah, here's the let's take a look at that on the 5,000 tick chart here. Here's the previous day's low right here. Previous day's low, previous day. It went below here. What happened? Where is it at here? Previous day's low. Yeah. So like at 5 this morning or whatever, it went below that. And then that previous day's low was okay. So the low of the current day is the low that went below previous day. So that's a good thing. Something came out with, I don't know why it's going up. I checked the news. There's really nothing going on as far as I could tell, unless there was some kind of a post by Trump or something. I still don't know what happened, but gold went down, snapped down, and the equities went up. I was in the trade already. Now, how many times does it move sharply against you? So this is take the good with the bad. As soon as I got in this trade, you could see my blue little entry point right here. I guess it was green. I guess the day was slightly green, huh? Interesting. Yeah, maybe that's part of the reason why I even got in the trade, because I noticed that the risk reward on this thing was perfect. Right where I got in, and the bottom fit my $250 risk reward. I said, I got to take this. Even if it comes back down and starts me out, I won't lose more than this risk trade allows. And I said, the only issue is that maybe here's where the current today's high was over here, from a pivot from over here. Let's take a look at that. No, I moved it. It was right here. Yeah, from that pivot right there was the overnight high. So my one-to-one target was way up here. So it had to go up over the overnight high in order for me to hit one-to-one. So that was the only scary thing, because I was willing to take it to the pivot. I said, no, we're going to go all the way. As soon as it got there, though, as soon as it got up in this area, I went from my stop moved to break even. So it was a risk-free trade. Started coming down right here. I was like, oh, at least I'll break even on this thing, whatever. And once it got up here, I said, you know what? Why not just target yesterday's high? And I'm already on break even. 50% pullback was right here, so I was underneath the golden zone. And so I put my target right here, and it went right up there, and it hit me. And this is what I've been needed to change. I need to work on this. I needed to get this, because this is what's holding me back. I've noticed so many times in my trading history that I should have just held it. If I would have just held it. Of course, you're going to see times that you get stopped out. I get stopped out a lot, but if I get more than a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1, if I get 1.5, my win rate's 53%. So if I'm getting 1.5 for every one I risk, dude, that's a profitable plan right there. So I'm just saying, I needed to make this video and encourage myself. Thank God that holding it is the way to go. Don't worry if you lose. Who cares if you lose? Was it a good setup? Was it a good plan? And did you hold? That's all I care about right now when it comes to trading. All right, yeah, I took my profits over there at the high of yesterday, and this thing has done nothing but go straight down. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. There were 3 trade attempts, mental. I didn't take them. I would have taken them. The price was moving so fast, it didn't really allow me to take them. So I wasn't able to, but they were good setups, and they would have all 3 failed. They were for the long side. You can see it coming back down here to market open, which there could be something here for a scalp. It's already below that though, and it's dancing around previous day's close. Day chart right here. Look at this FU finger. That's what we call a middle finger day. If it closes like that, you get a big middle finger sticking up there. And this thing could end up down here for all we know. One big gigantic middle finger red reversal day. It is dancing around yesterday's close. Let's see what we get around yesterday. It's continuing to go right through yesterday's close. Now it's all the way back down to, wow. If I didn't take my profit and if I didn't go to break even, I'm trying to figure out where it's at with what I have had a full stop loss. I think we're getting close to my target. Yeah, here's my my loss. My stop loss is down here, way down here. Entry was right here. I took profits way up there. Yesterday's high. Look at this thing, and I can't tell you how many times I got in too high, and I didn't get out, and I would keep adding and adding and adding and blow accounts. I couldn't tell you those days how many times I've done that. I couldn't tell you how many times I've done that. I'm curious to see if it would stop me out for a loss. It is now below yesterday's low. So this is bearish. If it's below yesterday's close and yesterday's low, it's time to short. It's time to short. But you got to have a setup. You can't just jump in it bulleting in one direction like this necessarily, unless you do a quick green bar reversal, tiny little loss, and you just hope the momentum continues. I could see people trading that way. It would have worked. It does work. It's just, is that the kind of trader you are or not? It's I like to experiment with it, but it's not really who I am. So 100% pullback here on the Fibonacci retracement. So it's definitely consolidating or sideways. It's whoa. Yeah, it just went below it. This is potentially a bounce. Let me see something here. Let me see what happens right here. You could do, I'm gonna try it.
Order filled.
Let me see something. I'll take one try here. And I'm gonna break even quickly if it gives me anything. There you go, break even. Keep going. You never know. It might keep right on going. Hit 1 to 1. Hit 1 to 1. I'm break even. Let me go to 2 to 1 just in case. Let's go back to the red line, which is yesterday's high or low. If it goes back up to yesterday's high, we're already break even. I could trail candle by candle. Let's try that. All right. Go to 1 to 1. Hit 2. Hit the red line. Hit the red line. Hit the red line. Hit the red line.
Stop filled.
Okay, it almost hit my target up here to the red line, but I'm going to grab my 1 to 1. I even went over 1 to 1. I'm going to take it. The reason why, and I could have stayed on break even and it might continue to go for 10-hour return. Who knows? But take a look at this. This is what I love to trade. It's my second most favorite way to trade. Behind my head here, you'll see this pivot level from overnight. And I didn't think it was going to come back to the overnight pivot because that overnight pivot is what swept the previous day's low. And I thought, okay, maybe it's done down here searching for stop losses. But here it goes again, and I saw it poke through and start to go back up. So I zoomed in, and then I saw this red bar couldn't sell off. So as soon as it turned green, it went over the top of this cluster. We call that a 3-bar reversal. Some people do. I jumped in it, and my loss. Let me see what I was risking on this thing. Let me see what I was risking on this thing. $40. I'd be break even for nothing if I didn't take that. So I actually made $40 then. Yeah, $42 after commissions. Good. Good boy. Interesting. Yeah, something that's moving this hard and this fast. I don't want to get fancy with it. Try to hold. It's like I said, if anything, this is short this market right now. But when you're at a key level like this, if you can understand the candle patterns that are taking place, the price action, and when to, and I got fortunate. I got in at the right moment, because if I took those 3 trades earlier when the market opened, I would have gotten smashed, right? It was going so fast I couldn't get in. This had slowed down enough to let me get in at the right point. I wouldn't want to get in up here. Right there is where I got in. That's where I wanted to get in. And I think I managed that. That might have been actually perfectly well done, which is surprising. And I'm glad to see it. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, wow, am I getting better? I hope I'm getting better, man. I really need to get better. Thank you, Jesus. See, it didn't quite come up here. My target was right below that. I wasn't shooting for 2-to-1 because we have a structure that's involved, a pivot level that's involved. When you get a pivot level that's involved, you can kind of, shall we say, compromise your target sometimes. Shooting for pivots and structures and support and resistance is a target. You don't have to go for a different kind of a 1-to-1 because structure might stop you from getting there. And it's not that this won't go. It's just, it's short right now. This thing is not playing around. Look at this. This could easily keep going. Getting the 1-to-1, getting the quick scalp is all you can get sometimes. Take it. Break even fast. There's times when you just want to hold and hold and hold. And hold and hold and hold. And there's times when you better break even quickly or take profits quickly. And this is one of those times. Now, unless I'm going short, there's good reason to go short on this and hold it. But whew, I mean, there's plenty of room to come down to the next pivot level here. All this empty space. I can see, going short on this thing. Figuring out how to scalp at least. If we don't take a big... There's the second one. Boom, boom. That's the second try to get below previous days. What is that? I don't even know what that is. No, that's not previous day's level. That's just where my stop was going to be. Let's get rid of that. Previous day's level is way up here, so it's way below. All these short opportunities are making themselves available now. So let's reverse this and think about a short, because that's where it looks like it wants to go. I don't want to risk more than I just gained. So it's going to have to slow down and give me something that I can get in on. I don't know if I'm going to get a $40 risk on it. That's 50, and it's not even high enough for risk. Right now, it's only presenting a $77, $87, $90 for this trade right here. Now, unless you wait for it to come back 50%. That's why I like to wait for 50%. So 50% would be up here. Now my risk is only, 45. But you can't take it until it comes back up. And that's the thing. This is the thing. You're going to miss some trades. You're going to miss some trades. Do not chase the trades. Boy, that took me a long time to get to. And taking trades that are cheaper, less expensive, less risk, in other words. And that's what I do these days. I don't take breakouts. Hardly. You might catch me sometimes catching a green bar, ignore a green bar. Something's moving and you get a green bar and you think it's going to keep going. You use that tiny little green bar. The risk is so small. I'll do that from time to time, but it's got to be, this choppiness right here is not going as fast as something like that would offer me. Right here was a good green bar. Right here was a good one. But I don't like break unless I can get my risk. Now here, I might have been able to do this. Let's look at this. Something like this, maybe. Where the green bar is ignored. Let's draw it up here. Let's be for real. Okay, that is a $55 risk. There's a green bar right there. Consolidation. And if it takes off, you get in on a limit order and see if you can get 1-to-1 or break even. I'd probably break even right now. I got pretty close to my, and it would stop me out for break even, knowing me, and then stop you out for break even and keep right on going. That's typical. It's not you. It's not something that's against you. Oh, the universe is against you. Oh my gosh. Now this would be a good place to try it for cheap. Okay, here comes the 50%. What do we got here? What are we looking at? Where's 50% of this move? It's right at Fibonacci 50% right now. Right at the, if it turns red, you could try to short that back down to this level. Right there. Sell bid, sell bid, sell bid, sell bid. Let me see what it does here. Yep, sell bid. When I'm saying sell bid, I'm talking about jumping in right there as it's developing red, hit 1-to-1. Stop is literally right there. So what is the risk on that? I got to see what the risk would have been on that, because right now all I'm doing is mentally trading, and that's fine. The more it's memory muscle. It's muscle memory. It's mind muscle. How should I phrase that? That was only a $22 risk, and it went to 44 profit. 2-to-1. 2-to-1. What was the why was that such a good trade? Because from this level here and this level here, it was 50%. Moving averages are all expanding down, and it came right to the 20 EMA and started turning red. The green candle could not break out, and it started turning red. That would have been my stop, my risk, $22. It hit 2-to-1 return on that. Now it's going to 3-to-1 and lower. That was the bet. That was the best trade so far that I was able to. I almost pushed the button on that one. It's going slow. Perfect setup. So I mean, I was a fraction away from taking it. This the kind of trade that I want to take right there. So anyway, we'll see you on the next video. Take care, everybody. Peace.